Okay,
I
no,
got one here.
it's all over.
I got 1 minute. The Glennon Township Board of Trustees meeting for August 27th, 2025 is now called to order at 6:30 p.m. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome. Could we have the roll call, please?
Michael? Present. Jenneberry?
Present.
Siamato? Present.
Okay, Pat, do we have any public comment?
Yes, so go over the public comment guidelines. Public comment is a period not to exceed 30 minutes per meeting. Residents or guests are wishing to speak, we ask that you sign in on the sign-in sheet provided. Thank you, everyone. Each person will be given 3 minutes to express their compliment or concern. Each person will be called to the podium in the order listed on the sign-in sheet. Yielding of time to another person is not permitted. Respectful communication is expected by all people involved in the trustee meetings. If the person is not able to speak during the 30-minute time limit, they will be asked to email their compliment or concern to myself, Pat Myers, at pmyers@blendentwp.org. Also, we always want to let people know they don't have to wait for the next meeting. If you have a question that comes up tomorrow or the next day, just feel free to reach out. And currently, we have one person, Stu Flaherty, asked to speak. Mr. Flaherty. Excuse me.
My name is Stuart Flaherty. I live at 4433 Smothers Road. I am here tonight to correct several inaccurate statements that have been made by the current trustees. I want to be clear that I'm speaking only for myself. I've had no secret meetings. Although I have a Facebook page, I don't post on it. I have not posted items that could be considered libel, slander, or torturous interference with the business. I've not colluded with anyone, either verbally or through email, and no one has instructed me on exactly what to say. For those of you who were at the final meeting in 2021, you may recall a discussion about naming me as the project manager for the new police department community center. Due to my year-long involvement and familiarity with the project, this was discussed. However, if you recall, I declined, stating that the newly elected trustee should be involved. I did offer to continue working on the project pro bono to help maintain the momentum. Shortly after, when I arrived at the building to meet with a roofer, the administrator informed me that trustees Heichel and Shinneberry had forbidden me from entering the building or being involved in anything to do with the project. I left as instructed. Contrary to what the trustees have been saying, I never requested any money or a position or job with benefits. I offered my services pro bono to complete the project, period. The decision to abandon the project was yours. You chose not to address the problems with the current police department building. You chose not to follow through the long-term financing plan. You chose to try and add costly enhancements to the community center, such as raising ceilings so that seniors could play volleyball, chair volleyball. You chose to abandon all the plans for the new police building and a larger senior and community center. Ultimately, you chose to sell the building at a huge loss rather than complete the project that staff had already approved. You have spent a considerable amount of time attempting to blame me for your mistakes. As you continue your attacks on me, which you will, I simply ask you to try and stick to the truth, which seems quite elusive to you. Thank you for your time, and this is the last time you'll see me in these chambers.
Do you want to introduce the next?
Yeah, so there's no more public comment signed up for, so we do have a speaker tonight. I had talked to Brian Clark, the Deputy Director of Planning, the City of Columbus, probably a month ago or so, about him or somebody from the organization coming out to speak about just annexation in general, based on the comments that have come out and about. We've had conversations about the annexation of the 988.03 acres of dam and park. Up north, they've done the same thing. They went out and had a conversation with that township. So Mark Dravilis is the planning administrator for the City of Columbus, and he was just going to come out and give us a 2 or 3 minute overview of kind of the arrangement we have and what's going forward.
Yeah, good evening, trustees and everybody. Again, I'm Mark Dravilis. I'm with the City of Columbus Development Department, Planning Division. I'm the administrator, so I'm in the same department as Brian Clark. Brian's a deputy, but I'm over the Planning Division that manages the annexation process function. I'm not expert on annexation, but I have some basics to share. As Mr. Myers mentioned, the city recently initiated the annexation of the property that includes the portion of Hoover Reservoir. That was done, I think it's been reported in the paper and elsewhere, to really protect that water resource. The city had already owned the property, and it really was a process of annexing. There was an agreement set up with the township in order to proceed with that. That was really a very extremely unique situation. The only time in my 24 years that I'm aware of any such, that magnitude of an annexation, and one that was initiated by the city. The large, almost entirely remaining time, annexation is a process that's initiated by a given property owner. Generally, they're doing it in order to secure city services, water and sewer. It could be from an individual property owner whose well has failed and they need water, and so they'll annex to the city in order to get water, and they stay in their home, and then they have city water. Other folks are time to move on, and they might want to sell their property to somebody, and it enables it to be developed because, again, they're able to secure the city services. So this is really the very, very typical process that we go through, several times a year in all parts of the region, and is the typical. And we follow the Ohio Revised Code in order to process these applications. It has very detailed processes by which notification is given, and there's hearing at the county, and there's hearing at the city, and there's service ordinance to demonstrate that service can be provided, and so forth and so on. So that's really the nickel tour, if you will, of annexation, and really just wanted to share those comments on mine and Brian's behalf, really, and happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Can you just clarify that there's no residences involved in the park annexation?
As far as the reservoir is concerned?
Yeah, the reservoir.
No, that is really, it is the reservoir itself. I think there might be some nearby city ground that, is on the city. It's the primary one parcel, I believe, is primary it. So no, it is the reservoir itself. And happy, I'm sorry if there's anything else. And we're always available through Mr. Myers or any one of you that want to reach out to us in the planning division. Brian Clark, happy to answer questions if it's on the phone or email or whatever's required. We have basic information on our website for people that want to just take a look. Feel free, but don't hesitate to call me. Pat has my information, or any of us, if there's ever any follow-up questions or anything we can do for you all. So appreciate your time tonight.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to trustee comments. Ladies, please go first.
I can go first.
Go ahead.
Just a Blend and Beautiful initiative update. We, along with our Franklin County partners, continue to clean up Sunbury Woods, Cleveland Heights, and Ridgewood Park. In addition, the Huber Ridge neighborhood is canvassed first thing almost every morning for any trash that needs to be picked up. Some of you in the Sunbury Woods area might have noticed the area near the cell tower behind McDonald's. We had the owner not only clean that up, but mow, weed whack the entire area, so it looks totally different now. The car wash on Executive Parkway has continued their cleanup efforts, repaired their roof, and got their bay operational once more. We received calls about State Route 161 exit ramps to Route 3 being littered with trash and other debris. We worked with ODOT to clean that area and got it done within 3 days. Please continue to contact either myself, Pat Myers, or both of us if you notice an area of our township that needs attention. I'm constantly driving through all the streets to see if there's anything I notice, but it helps if you're there as well. That's all I have.
Trustee Heck, would you have anything?
I do. A quick comment. We had our final concert of the season at Ridgewood Park. It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I saw so many people, residents that I haven't seen for a while. It was great to see them. It was picture-perfect weather, so it's great success.
Okay, I have a few comments. I attended the Tax Incentive Review Committee meeting on August 25th with the Turk Board at the Franklin County Auditor's Office. I've also been working on articles for the newsletter that will be coming out soon. One of the articles is about our America 250 Ohio initiatives. I've been planning the Veterans Day ceremony for the township. That was one of our grant initiatives, and also the Veterans Day assemblies for a couple of our township elementaries, and the Blendon Township local history lesson for the 3rd and 4th grades in our township elementary schools. And I actually had the unexpected privilege of meeting some of the 15th, 16th, and 17th generation Phelps-Wagner family members last week. Edward Phelps Sr., one of the 2 pioneer settlers who founded Blendon Township and who was also a Revolutionary War veteran, is buried right beside us in Central Cemetery. And the musket on display in the hall right out here is a British musket that belonged to Phelps and was gifted by the Phelps family to Blendon Township some years back. It was exciting to meet these descendants in person, and we'll be exchanging information about township history. We were telling some stories back and forth, and there were some things that I knew from my research that they didn't know, and vice versa, so we will be exchanging all that information. Also, reminder that Blendon Bloom's entry deadline is August 31st, which is coming up in just a couple of days. And I also want to thank our service department and other employees and volunteers for the fantastic summer concert last Saturday. It was a great success. And we had our largest 50-50 raffle ever. So we had a wonderful summer season of concerts for the township. Going on to the fiscal officer report. Ms. Burry.
Yes, have you had an opportunity to review the meeting minutes from the August 13th special meeting?
I will move to approve the following trustee meeting minutes from the regular meeting on August 13th. It's actually regular meetings, not special meeting. It's backwards. So I will move to approve the minutes from the regular meeting on August 13th.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Heickel? Yes. Shineberry?
Yes.
Simonaco?
Yes.
And have you had opportunity to review the purchase orders?
Yes, I will move to approve the purchase orders as presented. Second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Heickel? Yes. Shineberry?
Yes.
Simonaco?
Yes.
And have you had opportunity to review the bills?
Yes, and I will move to pay the bills as presented.
And I'll second.
Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Heickel? Yes. Shineberry?
Yes.
Simonaco?
Yes.
That is it. Okay, on to Administration and Human Resources. Mr. Myers.
Thank you. A few things. First, you talked about the 50-50. I'd like to ask you to accept $398 in donations. That includes food donations. I think it was $339 with 50-50. So you had 59, if I'm doing the math right, $59 in donations at the hot dog stand and so forth. So a total of $398 from 50-50 raffle and concert in the park. You can accept that, please.
I will move to graciously accept the $398 in donations from the raffle and the food donations from the August concert in the park.
I'll graciously second that.
Any discussion?
It was just an amazing concert.
Okay, call for the vote.
Heickel? Yes. Shineberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes. Thank you. Next, I would ask approval of the trustees, Valerie Shaw and I, did an extensive interview process with 9 individuals to replace Cindy Ward as the assistant. And we landed on someone we think is just perfect for the role, Madison Macklin. And I would ask that you approve her hire at the start date of tomorrow. She's ready to go. We'd like to get her started as soon as possible.
Well, I will move to hire Madison Macklin as the Senior Center Administrative Assistant with the start date of August 28th, which is tomorrow. Second. Any discussion? I do thank you for working with Val and doing those interviews, and I'm glad we found somebody that sounds like they're a perfect fit. Okay, call for the vote.
Heickel?
Yes.
Shineberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Thank you. Next, every August, we have a renewal due with OTARMA, the Ohio Township Associated Risk Management Authority. And this is our liability insurance. This is on our buildings, our equipment, our trucks, just everything we own, the liability, including the bonding of all employees and so forth, faithful duty and those type of things. Last year was just over $85,000. This year it came back at $107,000. But as I looked at it, I thought it seemed a little high, and then there's a building we used to own that was still on there. And that doubled the amount of real estate for which we were being charged. So we took a very small increase this year. The renewal is $87,917. So I'm asking first for you to approve our contribution and authorize me as the administrator to sign this agreement.
So moved. Second. Any discussion? Thanks for catching that, Pat.
Yep.
We'll call for the vote.
Heickel?
Yes.
Shineberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes. Next, I need to spend the money, so I would ask for you to approve a purchase order in the amount of $87,917 to OTARMA for the 2025-26 liability insurance contribution.
I will move to approve the purchase order as presented. Second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Heickel?
Yes.
Shineberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Real quick, it's part of discussion for this, since, not discussion, but just some information. For those that don't know, OTARMA is the Ohio Township Association Risk Management Authority. And what it is, it's a group, it's a consortium, for lack of better terms, of local governments that come together and join this consortium in order to get buying power for things like this. If we went out and did this on our own, it would look much different. So being part of this you guys have been part of this a long time, I think, it's a great thing for us. So I just wanted everyone out there to know what this really is. It's a buying group, basically, for all of our liability insurance. So thank you for that. Next, there's been conversation in the past. We had to check with our legal counsel on the steps on this. Joanne did a short, brief presentation about this one night about the CIC and the fact that we were going to dissolve the CIC. And we want to do that. We want to dissolve the CIC. There is $26,076.74, I believe, in money in the CIC. So in order to dissolve that and expend those, appropriate those dollars and expend them on a civic purpose, the first thing we need to do is reestablish the board. So I would ask for a motion to establish the board to consist of Trustee Shineberry and myself for the CIC board tonight, and then I can go on to what that means.
I will move to appoint Kathy Shineberry and Pat Myers as board members to reestablish the CIC board for the purpose of moving forward to dissolve the CIC.
I'll second that.
Discussion. Call for the vote.
Heickel?
Yes.
Shineberry?
Yes.
Simoco?
Yes.
So just so you know, what happens next is Trustee Shineberry and I would have a CIC board meeting. It's open to the public. I'd like to do it as soon as Tuesday with the holiday Monday. I don't know what your schedule's like, Kathy. I'm here all day. If you wanted to pick a time, and we could get that posted, and then we'll come together. Are you available Tuesday by chance?
Yeah, what about 9 o'clock?
Anytime between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. works for me. So yeah, 9's fine, perfect. So we'll have that meeting at 9 o'clock. I'll post that meeting Friday, as far as it being a public meeting. And at that meeting, Trustee Shineberry and I will have discussion, and she may make a motion, or I may make a motion. But we have some ideas of how to spend that money. It has to be spent on a civic purpose. So we'll talk with Pete Griggs about that. And I think there's a couple ideas out there that we might be able to do. So for the public. That'll be at 9 a.m. if they want to come, and I'll make sure I post that. So appreciate that. The last thing I have is there is an open zoning commission seat, and that seat was when I believe George Gummer retired. We've had 3 people that you folks consider, were put in front of you to consider. Mr. Tim Atkins, who's currently an alternate on the commission, Mr. Paul Hanley, and Mr. Bill Garwin. So I know you guys have had a chance to consider those, and I would ask, at this point, we need to fill that seat, so I'd ask for a motion to appoint one of those folks to the permanent seat, which would have a term ending December 31st, 2028.
I would like to appoint Paul Hanley as full member of the zoning commission with the term ending December 31st, 2028.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I'd like to thank everyone for their interest.
Okay, call for the vote.
Heigl?
Yes.
Shinaberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes. I have nothing else unless you have anything for me.
I do have a comment. On the CIC,
Yeah.
we are going to dissolve this, but we are also looking to reopen something that's a better fit for the township and for the residents. So, just wanted to comment on that. Okay, we're on to the maintenance, building and grounds, parks and cemetery. Mr. Newman.
I'd just like to thank all of our sponsors this year for the concert and for the car show. It was wonderful. Had a great season. Thanks to everybody that worked and volunteered.
You too.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning the car show. I was there too, and I should have mentioned that. Okay, on to the police department. Chief Belford.
Received a letter of resignation from Sergeant Ben Newman. Just want to point out to the board, before I ask you to accept his letter of resignation, that we're to stop losing any officer is a big hit to the police department. But I want to point out specifically with losing Sergeant Newman, we're losing an officer with 14 years experience. We're losing a supervisor, certified intoxilizer operator, one of our CIT officers, specially trained to deal with people with mental health, autism, and substance dependency issues. He's a certified instructor through the state of firearms, which we're required to have to requalify with firearms. Subject control instructor. He's one of our field training officers who takes the new officers out and is certified by the state to train them. He had additional duties of being the evidence and property room manager, the body cam administrator, the Axon signal administrator. He was our most experienced grant writer. He administered our cruiser video. He's our cruiser video administrator, and he was our task force coordinator with the Franklin County ODI task force. So that's a big loss, losing Sergeant Newman. I said he is moving on to another department, and I request that the board accept his letter of resignation effective August 19th, 2021.
Your recommendation, I will move to accept the resignation of Sergeant Newman with an effective date of August 19th. Second. Any discussion? Okay, call for the vote?
Heigl?
Yes.
Shinaberry?
Yes.
Siamaco?
Yes.
Okay, on to the fire department. Chief Miller.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know, we were shooting a video, it's called Doodles and Digits, it's on YouTube, and it's also in a program called How It's Math on PBS. But basically, it's applying math to our job. So we started filming that, we have some more filming we'll be doing with them, but it'll be available on both those platforms in spring of 2026. So get to see some of our firefighters in action and showing how we use math pretty much every day in our job. So just want to let everybody know, keep an eye out for that. So, Thank you.
As a former educator, that's great. I love to hear that cross-curricular connections there. Does anybody else have any business before I make the final announcement? Okay, our next regular trustee meeting is September 10th, 6:30 p.m., same place. I will move to adjourn this meeting at 6:54 p.m. Abstention? Call for the vote.
Yes. Shittaberry?
Yes.
Seymour?
Okay, this meeting is adjourned.